Happy May the 4th, everybody, if we upload this episode on time. I'm here with Nate and Noah. Uh, we're doing it. We're jumping the shark. We're doing Star Wars.
Yeah, Ryan hates this movie.
Yeah, dude, I hate Star Wars.
Guys, this is actually my first time watching Star Wars.
Yeah, he's leading the episode for the first time he's ever seen this movie.
Yeah,
I,
I've
I
done
I
that. I've
hope
done
you
that
know.
before with like Django, I think, where I've done an episode with watching it for the first time.
Really, wow. And that was your first ever pick.
Yeah,
That's true.
and it
I
was one
don't.
of the best episodes, so I'm him.
I don't have a first ever pick because Nate shafted me on my first pick, and he's like, "We should do Deadpool Wolverine." So I didn't get a first ever pick. Nate stole and
Womp
tarnished.
womp
Womp
Nate stole
womp.
and tarnished my virginity.
Womp womp.
womp womp.
Okay, quick note. I do apologize to every video watcher, all five of you that haven't had a video in 2 weeks. We did the Batman Forever watch along, and YouTube decided to be fucking gay and copyright block it. I'm gonna put it on Spotify 100%, which we normally don't do for watch alongs. But if this YouTube copyright thing's gonna be a problem, we'll start putting watch alongs on Spotify. Um, Nate had the genius idea that we upload this video to Pornhub, which that honestly might be a scenario I'm considering because they won't copyright strike it. Um,
We get a lot of watchers on there.
we might.
uh,
We might.
we might, we might. It's a novel new idea. Um, when we eventually start a Patreon, if we ever do, which we probably won't, this video will be on there. I'll make it free to everybody, or not free because you can't make things on Patreon free. For $1 a month backers, a Batman Forever video will be available.
And all other future watch alongs just because YouTube's gonna be stupid and not let us put watch alongs on YouTube.
Yeah, if I can't somehow beat the YouTube system, we're going to Patreon. Can't wait to have 0 monthly watchers over on the Patreon.
Hey,
Um,
we got some new subs from the Babylon episode.
yeah, thanks to the new three of you, or is it four of you? It's four.
Is it four? So we're at 22 subscribers now.
Wow. And we've been doing this for what, a year?
Oh,
Probably
yeah,
just give
just
up.
about.
Anyways, do you have movie news before we get into the Star War?
Yeah, just a little bit. Sinners made $200 million worldwide so far. As of right now, it's projected to reach 450, which I believe I don't know what the budget for it was. Uh,
Probably pretty low. They had to cast Michael B. Jordan's twin.
it was only a $90 million budget, so 450 on a budget of 90 million. Say that's a pretty good success.
It's pretty good return on investment.
Yeah. Yeah. All my movie news this week is box office stuff. Thunderbolts, which premiered yesterday, or I guess technically Thursday. It opened, or its opening day, it made 31.5 million domestically, and it's on track for 80 million domestically. I couldn't find any worldwide box office, but still, 80
Hmm.
million for a Marvel movie in this economy.
Do better, Marvel.
That is better for them.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, but
It's
still
not,
do better.
it's not even in this economy. It's just in this shitty MCU state.
Let me go to Google real quick and see if I can find the worldwide. So on a budget of 200 million, box office worldwide, 165 million global opening is what it's projected.
Wow. The wait, they paid 200 million to get the Thunderbolts on screen.
They did.
Mm. Thanks. Whoa, hold up. Bona Cal got knocked out? Damn.
That's
Oh,
tough.
are we turning this into a BTB?
No. I just saw that. I'm pretty sure that's his first loss.
Yeah, I think so.
He sucks. Anyway, Star Wars.
Speaking of Star Wars, Revenge of the Sith is on track to finally pass $1 billion worldwide thanks to the re-release.
Oh, good for Revenge of the Sith.
And that is all I have for movie news, because apparently it was a shitty week for movie news.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know how I said the MCU's in a sorry state? Let's talk
Yeah.
about another thing that's in a sorry state. Star Wars.
Yep.
Hey, Star Wars can be as shitty as it wants. I'll still be there day one in IMAX to see Ryan Gosling's Star Wars movie.
I will
I'll be
not.
there. I'll be
I will
there
not
day
be there.
two.
I will not be there.
I'll go with the normies to the Star Wars movie because do you know how bad the theater's gonna smell with all the diehard Star Wars fans?
Oh, that's
Oh,
true.
bro.
Yeah, might have to wait a day or two.
Or no, wait, no, we're good. Because Star Wars fans only shower when a new Star Wars movie comes out, and now that Revenge of the Sith has been re-released, and it's been 20 years since their last shower, because they only shower when mainline Star Wars movies come out. So Rogue One and Solo don't count. So they haven't showered since 2005, and now they're showered up again in the last few weeks. So I think we're all good.
I mean, only half of them showered because re-releases they weren't sure. Like, yeah, does this count? Is this good enough to shower?
But the half that didn't shower for the re-release, they showered during Rogue One. So it's not that far off.
Hey, that's still 10 years, my brother.
Jeez, I'm old.
That's right. Rogue One came out 9 years, I guess. It came out in 2016.
Dang.
Anyways, let's talk about a good Star Wars movie instead.
No, guys,
Welcome to
this movie's terrible.
welcome to Phantom Menace.
Welcome to Attack of the Clones.
Welcome to the Rise of Skywalker.
Oh no.
Noah, I hope you know that since you made the joke about this being your first watch of this movie, that I'm gonna put in the caption for the YouTube
Oh,
video.
no.
Noah's first watch! Exclamation point.
Even though I'm
My
pretty
first.
sure he said on the podcast before this was his favorite Star Wars.
No, yeah, it's literally in his letterbox top 4.
I was joking, guys. Is it still my letterbox? I think I changed my letterbox thing.
Oh, did you?
I think I did. Yeah, it's not in there. But The
His
Godfather
his
replaced
current
it.
top 4 is Whiplash, Shawshank, Pulp Fiction, and Godfather.
Wait, why is his current top 4 Batman Forever, Babylon, Memento, and the Minecraft?
No. My current top 4 is Going Overboard, The Room, Babylon, and the
Batman,
Minecraft movie.
Jack and Jill.
No,
and Sinners.
no. I'm not even gonna joke about that. I haven't even seen Sinners yet.
It looks like it's really good.
It's
Yeah.
really good. It actually is pretty good.
But I don't want to watch it
saw
because
it?
everybody says it's
Yes.
really good, and I just want to be a contrarian.
I just want to be a contrarian.
Just like everybody says,
Wait,
this is
okay.
really, really good. I want it, and now I want it to be bad, and now I want to go and hate on it. But like, that's not a way to go into a first watch.
A contrarian isn't that one of those like fancy Roman generals?
What the hell are you talking about?
I was making a joke about centurions. I'm sorry. I forgot I'm too smart for both of you.
I'm literally a history major. I just wasn't paying attention.
The history major didn't get this one out, buddy. I was definitely doom
Buddy.
scrolling during every history class, all right, but I still got an A. I just didn't understand what was going on.
I was
No,
trying
because okay, you know what? History is so freaking cool when it's not taught in a high school class.
I
Like,
agree.
like in high school they managed to make history the most boring thing ever, but like whenever I've learned about it like on my own, it's really cool. But in high school, it's like all I want to do is just doom scroll. Because just
I
put like a
was
PowerPoint in front of you the whole time and then just yap
uh,
and I fall asleep. I probably
I
slept the
was
most in history class out of any other class.
I was jelk maxing the whole time during history class.
Okay.
Yeah, let's move on.
Anyway, Noah, you should consider
Oh,
leading the episode.
no, guys. This is my first watch of Star Wars. I've never watched Star Wars before. Um, so we're watching the one from 1977, A New Hope,
Mhm.
or you could just call it Star Wars because that was the original title. But yeah, guys, I've never seen this movie before. It's totally not like my most watched movie of all time or anything. So much so that I didn't even need to watch the movie before doing this podcast.
Here's what I have to say. The Star Wars franchise depicts the adventures of characters a long time ago in a galaxy
Give it
far,
up,
far away.
Unc. Give it up,
Give it up.
Unc. In the
Oh,
big May 2025.
where is sorry. Um amid amid a galactic civil war, rebel spies have stolen the plans to the Death Star. Princess Leia Organa of Alderaan, secretly a rebel leader, has obtained the schematics, but her ship is intercepted and boarded by Imperial forces under the command of Darth Vader. Leia is taken prisoner. When are you two going to stop me? The
I'm
droids
I'm
Keep
R2D2.
going.
I'm just letting you
Keep
know.
going.
I've never seen it
Yeah.
before. I'm waiting for
Yeah.
the plot.
Yeah, this is my first time watching, so I need the plot fully explained to me because I didn't really
Uh,
understand my first time watching. Because it's really a
oh,
deep
okay.
think piece.
Okay, I understand. The droids are captured by Jawa traders who sell them to moisture farmers Owen and Baru Lars and their nephew, Luke Skywalker. While Luke is cleaning R2D2, he discovers a recording of Leia requesting help from a former ally named Obi-Wan Kenobi. R2D2 goes missing, and while searching for him, Luke is attacked by sand people. Oh, he's in Israel. He is rescued by the elder. He is rescued by the elderly Ben Kenobi, who reveals himself to be Obi-Wan. He tells Luke about his past as one of the Jedi Knights, former peacekeepers of the Galactic Republic, who drew mystical abilities from the Force, but were exterminated by the Empire. Luke learns that his father, also a Jedi, fought along Obi-Wan Kenobi during Clone Wars, Season 7. Until Vader, Obi-Wan's former pupil, turned to the dark side of the Force and murdered him. Guys, this is real. It's actually not that much longer.
I
Where
mean, I
was
didn't
I?
watch the movie, so this is a good recap.
Yeah.
Uh, Luke initially declines Obi-Wan's offer to accompany him to Alderaan and learn the ways of the Force, but he's left no choice after Imperial stormtroopers murder his family and destroy his home while searching for the droids. You know what I learned today, actually? There is a there's a big contingent of Star Wars fans who think Boba Fett killed Luke's parents, and I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing people thought. Or not Luke's parents, sorry, Luke's aunt and uncle. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
I mean,
not
I
the
mean,
worst
Luke
theory
was
I've
just trying
heard.
to be Batman.
The main crux of their argument is because they were lit on fire, and Boba Fett uses a flamethrower.
I mean, it's like, what does that change?
I don't know. It's just a cool thing.
Wow,
Luke,
Boba Fett killed him. Cool.
Luke
Actually, I
and
don't know
Obi
who
Wan.
Boba Fett is. I've never watched Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's not the
Luke and
worst
Obi Wan.
fan theory I've heard.
Yeah, the worst fan theory I've ever heard is that the sequels are real.
The
Yeah.
what?
Actually, no, I don't even know what the sequels are. Yeah, what are the sequels?
Luke and Obi Wan travel to the city of Mos Eisley to hire Han Solo and Chewbacca,
Ooh, who are these people?
the pilots of the starship Millennium Falcon. Actually,
Oh, what's the Millennium Falcon?
it's this really cool ship. It made the Kessel Run in under 7 parsecs.
What the hell is the
That's
Kessel
it's
Run?
not even close to true.
What is it? 15?
It's 12.
Yeah, it's
That's
12
insane.
parsecs. Actually, wait, I wouldn't know that because I've never watched the
Yeah,
movie.
what's a parsec?
What the hell is a parsec? Anyway, what is a parsec?
I think it's an actual like measure of distance or something
Yeah,
or time.
it's distance in Star Wars. It's their equivalent to a
Like,
mile.
what is it equal to? Oh, okay.
Ah,
It's the best
well,
way I can
that's
explain it.
fucking nerdy. I thought you'd never seen Star Wars.
Oh yeah, I've never seen it.
No, what are you talking about?
He read that on
Before,
Wikipedia.
before the Falcon reaches Alderaan, the Death Star commander, Grand Moff Tarkin, has the planet obliterated by the station's super laser. Upon arrival, the Falcon is captured by the Death Star's tractor beam. The passengers avoid detection and infiltrate the station. As Obi-Wan leaves to deactivate the tractor beam, that's what the fuck he was doing. I thought he was just walking around.
You didn't know that? See,
No,
see,
I thought
I know every single little thing about this movie because I've watched this 100 times. But yeah.
No,
I,
you've
I
never
thought
seen
I,
this before.
Oh yeah, I've never seen this movie. That's right.
I honestly thought he just went to go like hang out, like go to the cafeteria and swipe his lunch card or something.
Bro was just going after Goon. When you know Obi-Wan is going after Goon, but you can't prove it.
I know what he's doing. Um,
I know what I must
Luke
do.
Luke persuades Han and Chewbacca to help him rescue Leia, who is scheduled for execution after refusing to reveal the location of the base. After disabling the tractor beam, Obi-Wan goons himself with a lightsaber with Darth Vader.
Obi-Wan strokes his lightsaber.
Oh, wow.
Obi
It's not a comment I thought I would
Obi-Wan
have heard from Noah.
Oh, yeah, that's what it says. Obi-Wan strokes his lightsaber in a goon off against Darth Vader, which allows the rest of the group to
A
escape.
Goon off.
Using the
Alright,
tracking device placed on the Falcon, the Empire locates the Rebel base on the moon Yavin 4. Analysis of the
what
Death
else
Star
happens in
schematics.
this movie?
I'm telling you,
Okay,
analysis
there's a
of
little
the Death
pause.
Star. I was giving you time to, you know,
Process it. I
like,
got you.
yeah. Analysis of the Death Star schematics reveals a weakness in a small exhaust port leading
You know,
directly to
they
the
should
reactor.
make a movie on how they got these plans.
They
Yeah,
should.
they
Uh,
should.
Luke, Luke, Luke joins the Rebel X Squadron in a desperate attack against the Death Star, while Han and Chewbacca leave to pay off a debt to the crime lord, Jabba Pizza the Hutt.
Pizza the Hut.
It, that's a little Spaceballs reference right there. In the ensuing battle, Vader leads a squadron of TIE fighters and destroys several Rebel ships. He kills Wedge Antilles, but that's not even mentioned in this shit ass Wikipedia article. Han and Chewbacca unexpectedly return to the Falcon, knocking Vader's ship off course before he can shoot Luke down. Guided by the voice of
You know,
Obi-Wan's
hold on.
spirit.
I'm kind of tired of the I haven't watched Star Wars before gimmick because I want to talk about Wedge Antilles. But we'll talk about that later, I guess.
Yeah, I got like two more sentences. Luke
Yeah.
uses the Force to aim his jizz into the exhaust port, causing the
He aims his what?
Luke inserts himself into the Death Star.
Oh no.
causing the Death Star to explode more moments before it can goon on the Rebel base.
Moments before the
In a,
Death Star finishes, it explodes.
Oh no.
in
No.
a triumphant
Look how they massacred my boy.
in a triumphant ceremony, Leia goons Luke and Han medals for their heroism. I like how it mentions in the Wikipedia article that Chewie doesn't get a medal.
Yeah, justice for Chewie. Actually, wait, I wouldn't know that because I've never seen this movie before. So, like, okay. So on a first watch, I thought this movie was pretty decent. I mean, the graphic scene with Obi-Wan and Darth Vader was a little jarring. But overall, I mean, despite all the gooning in this movie, I thought it was pretty good.
If you want to talk about jarring visuals, did you guys see it in the? I'm assuming we all watched the Disney Plus version of this or a legally streamed
No,
site.
No,
So
I
I'm.
watched the
no,
original version on DVD.
no.
Maybe
I watched the original version that I downloaded.
you watched the
I didn't
original
watch
version,
it.
so it doesn't have the Jabba the Hutt scene.
No, it doesn't actually.
Oh, the original theatrical cut didn't have the Jabba the Hutt scene.
No, it didn't.
Remember?
No, I know. I want you two to both go look up the Jabba the Hutt scene because
Oh, I know it.
there's a scene where like Han's walking around him and they just
Yeah.
shift up the animation cell of Han and he floats over the tail of
Yeah.
Jabba the Hutt.
Well, cause like originally, cause it's like filmed, cause when they filmed it in 1977, it was like it was just some fat dude in like a weird fur costume thing or something. I don't know. It was weird. But so then it's like Han's walking around him, but now like they were animating this big slug, so it's like obviously he's going when he walks up behind him, he's gonna step on a tail. So I guess they had him just hover above. Although I think in one of the versions they had him just like step on the tail and like the animation actually reacted to it. But I don't know.
Mhm.
It's one of the weird special edition changes. See that's why I watched the freaking original version because we don't have that BS. We don't have shitty CGI Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, I had this I own this video on VHS, I believe. I own this movie on VHS, I believe.
VHS is
If
kind of
it's not
crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Come on, Onk.
I'm old. Um if if not this one, I definitely own Empire Strikes Back on VHS.
Yeah, so I've got on my computer I've got like the Harmony's Despecialized Edition stuff downloaded. Pretty easy to download and all that, and it's actually like good quality of like the original version. So that's I'll never watch the freaking special editions ever again
I mean,
because I have
I'll
those downloaded
I'll
now.
watch the special editions just because they're readily available. I don't have to plug in a VHS player to watch them.
Yeah. Well, I guess when it's just convenient, but like when I'm on my own though, or I'm like yeah, when I'm on my own, I'm never gonna watch a special edition because it's just I can't go back now that I've watched the original one.
I watch Return of the Jedi special edition. That's it.
Oh, I refuse to
Hell
watch.
no.
I refuse to watch Return of the
No.
Jedi
No.
special.
No, no, no. I've had a genius idea. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna because I have the downloaded file obviously of the original edition of Return of the Jedi. So I'm gonna put that into some editing software or whatever, and then cut off the ending, put the special edition ending with the Victory Celebration song, and make that like the ultimate cut of Return of the Jedi. And if I
Yeah,
was good
that's
at
the best.
editing and all that, I could like match up like the colors and all that, but I'm not good enough for that. So yeah, someday
That's the
maybe.
best part. I love a lot of people hate it, but I love the victory celebration part of Return of the Jedi.
Ooh, hey, I thought people liked that. I
No,
like
Nate
that. I
hates it.
love that.
No,
What is in it?
I don't hate the victory
I'm not.
celebration. I
Hey,
hate the
I'm
fact.
sorry, but I'm not. I'm not listening to Yub Nub thing with the Ewoks doing
No, no.
that to finish off my
That
saga.
is true. That is true.
I love the victory celebration theme. What I hate is how they took the original Anakin Skywalker actor, even though he was some unnamed dude that just threw in at the end of the movie.
Yap, 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 yap,
I
yap,
don't
yap.
Yeah,
want to see
well,
Hayden Christensen.
I do.
I
Yeah,
don't.
I
It
do.
doesn't. No, it doesn't fit the movie.
Correct, but I saw Hayden Christensen, so I don't care.
It
Hayden
doesn't
Christensen's
fit the
cool.
movie. I don't enjoy it.
Yeah, that's it's a movie. Yeah,
You know what
that's what
I
you sound
hate
like
that's
right
not
now.
in it? You know what I hate that's not in the original edition that's in the special edition for Return of the Jedi? The fucking that one Job the Hutt song with that fucking little like Pizza Hut gremlin at
Oh
the
yeah.
beginning.
Are you
No,
talking?
like
Are you talking about the jazz
this.
song?
Yeah.
The what?
The jazz song that they do when
No, and like
they're
Yeah,
the special edition one with like the shitty
yeah,
CGI. That's horrible.
yeah.
yeah, with like
Oh.
that that weird thing that looks like a not slimy Mucinex booger.
No.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh man.
I know exactly what you're
Return of the
talking
Jedi
about.
is the worst. I don't know what's worse. I think Return of the Jedi got ruined more by special editions.
No,
Yeah.
And at
New
the
Hope
same
was
time, it had Victor's. Yeah, New Hope's worse actually. No, New Hope's worse because like New Hope, it's just like the original edition has the perfect pacing, and then they kind of just like add in random stuff for no reason. And it's the thing with the special is so stupid where they try to add in CGI. And the first special edition is made in like 1997, I think it was. And they haven't
Mhm.
updated the CGI much since then on other releases of it. So you just have this dated CGI in this movie from 1977, and it just looks weird. Like, and it's one of the most unnecessary shots. Like when they're going into Mos Eisley, when the speeders they're stopped by the clone, or not the clones, the freaking stormtroopers, whatever, same thing. And Obi-Wan does the mind trick thing, but before that, there's this big freaking, I
That
don't even know
falls
what
over
it
on the
is.
stormtrooper.
No, the thing that like walks in front of the frame and just like takes it up for a whole like 5 seconds before like they start talking to the stormtroopers.
So I just
You know the
found
part.
I found a Wikipedia article with every significant change in the special release or the special edition. The
Yeah,
first
Well,
let's
the
go
yeah,
through a New Hope one. This is gonna be fun to do because
so
I have a lot of strong opinions on this shit.
so the first one that's mentioned is all of Aunt Beru's dialogue was completely re-recorded with a new actress.
that
It
seems
Oh,
just dubbed over.
that seems unnecessary.
actually, I remember noticing when I used to just watch the special editions, obviously, like most people, that it seemed off. Like this dialogue never seemed timed up. Just a little bit off, I noticed, because I'd watched this movie so many freaking times. So I was like, is this re-recorded or dubbed? And I guess it is. I never really knew that.
Yeah, so the 1997 re-release was the only one to do this. Every other like re-release after that has gone back to the original audio.
Yeah,
So for some reason, George Lucas was like, "I hate this actress. We're gonna redub all
yeah,
the audio, but not reshoot a single scene, and just dub it
yeah.
over, and not sync it correctly."
Why would they do? Yeah,
All right. It also says some scenes on Tatooine were modified. An alteration to the Greedo
some
scene
scenes.
and the restoration of a deleted scene featuring Jabba the Hutt. So
Uh,
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
assuming the Greedo scene is just putting the
the freaking Greedo scene. Oh, kill me.
No,
just
the
putting
Greedo.
the sound in when Greedo shot.
McClanky.
No, the Greedo scene is completely taking out any ambiguity that if Han shot first or not. The Greedo scene completely makes it obvious that Greedo shot first. It literally has like Han sitting there, and Greedo literally shoots before Han does. Han just moves his
Yeah.
head and shoots.
It's like, yeah, yeah, no, Han literally weaves they have it, they literally went and edited this shit and thought people wouldn't care. Where Han literally is stationary and his head moves slightly to the right or the left, whatever freaking side it is, I don't care. And he weaves a blaster shot by moving his head in the
You
most
know,
inhuman way possible. And by the way, the whole point of that scene in the original thing is that Han shoots Greedo. Greedo doesn't shoot back or anything. Han shoots him and you're like, wow, this guy's a badass. This guy, he's not, this guy's kind of he's not a really
he
inherently good guy, you know?
he was a
Like,
morally ambiguous. Oh God, I can't
exactly.
speak. You know what I'm trying
Morally
to say.
ambiguous character.
Ambiguous.
Yep.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Exactly.
you
He's
know what
not.
else is really funny? This isn't a special edition change, but Greedo's head looks like one of those like spiky balls that you see in the ball racks at Target.
I know what you're
Like
talking
those
about.
little rubber
I know what
ones.
you're talking about, bro. Yeah, that's exactly right. Oh man. But anyway, we're talking about the scene because in the original version, again, like having Han not shoot first and having Greedo randomly shoot back just takes away this whole thing of being like, oh, Han's shooting in self-defense now or something. Even though he shoots like a millisecond after Greedo shoots. So why would it be self-defense? So why even have this be a change? And then why in what I don't even know what version they put it in after, but when they have Greedo randomly say like McClanky and freaking shoot after that or what? Like what the anyway.
I don't know what's a more unnecessary change: making Greedo shoot first or putting Greedo in the Phantom Menace.
Probably putting
Oh
Greedo in the
man.
Phantom Menace. Honestly,
I
there was
don't
no
know.
He's like
Both
reason
would
to.
make
There
sense.
was no reason to put him in the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
he's like one of the kids in fucking right? He's in
Yeah,
Tatooine.
yeah.
Uh,
He's one of the pod racer or one of the kids that's looking at Anakin's pod racer.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was no reason for that. So the Han
Mhm.
shot first scene was also edited again in 2004 to
Yeah.
reflect
But
that
no,
Han and Greedo shot
it's
simultaneously.
edited in every single special edition.
Yeah.
Every single one they've released. I think they've edited it.
Hmm.
So according to this Wikipedia page, there was the 1997 release, which had
2004, I think.
yeah 2004, and then again in 2011, and again in 2019.
Yeah, when they put it
We'll,
on Disney Plus, they changed it again. That's right.
we'll
Oh
we'll
man.
get another one. We'll get another special edition within the next 3 years because A New Hope is turning 50 years old in 2 years.
Yeah,
Oh
they're gonna
no.
re-release it in theaters.
They threatened to release. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to watch this movie in the theaters as a special edition.
I
Ah,
I really hope they re-release it and it's just the original cut. I
just
know it
please
won't
be the
be.
original.
I know it
Please
won't
at
be.
least be the. Please at least be the original cut. It doesn't even have to be like all like the original, like it looks the exact same or whatever with like the colors and all that. Because I'm nitpicky like that, of course now. But please just be the original cut. Take out the CGI and take out the retarded job of the hut scene. Please, I don't want to watch that in the theater. I'm still gonna show up either way, because it's the 50th anniversary of Star Wars. But
Mhm.
I don't want to watch Jabba in this freaking movie. I don't want to watch Han artificially move his head to avoid Greedo's shot and shoot him like a millisecond after.
Yeah.
I can't wait till 2033 for the Return of the Jedi 50th year anniversary so I can see nice Snoodles on the big screen.
And then Nate rage quits in the theater as you see Hayden Christensen show up.
I would be so mad. I would. It
Nobody
makes no
else will.
sense. It makes no sense. I love Hayden
You know,
Christensen. I love his portrayal as Anakin. It just makes no sense to have him as the Force Ghost.
Yeah, it is.
I was rage baiting you before. You're actually correct. I've agreed with you this whole time. I've just been rage baiting.
I actually love it. I
I
think they gave a solid enough in-universe reason for me to be like, okay, I'll take it.
I don't.
Well, I think it
I
just
don't.
it just doesn't make that much sense, and we can talk about it when we Return of the Jedi, when
Yeah.
we actually do that one.
I
But
don't
it
want to get
doesn't.
into it too much.
Yeah, but the basic thing why I don't like it is just because Vader turns back to the light right as he's a friggin' old person, and so having an older, like the actor that wasn't it this same actor that when Vader took his mask off, right? I assume so.
I would believe so.
Oh,
Yeah. It
yeah.
wouldn't make sense
So
for it not to be.
yeah, it makes the most sense to have it be,
Mhm.
Anakin when he's obviously older and right before he died and being a Force ghost there. But
You
at the
want
end
you
of
want
it
to hear a
doesn't.
real
I don't care that much about it to be honest, but it's something where I'm like, yeah, I probably would have preferred him being older.
you want to hear a really interesting angle that I really just came up with, and it can easily be disproven by one other thing.
But
I was thinking, so the Force is like their version of like Jesus, right?
Well, no, I think Anakin is supposed to be
Basically.
their version of Jesus.
yeah, he's he's literally called the chosen one.
Yes, but the Force is like their religion, is what I'm trying to say, more than anything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In Christianity, when you go to heaven, you're given the best form of your body when you were like in your physical prime. What if that's what the Force does? And I know you're gonna say, but Obi-Wan
Yeah,
was
but
old.
Obi-Wan was old,
And
and so
Yoda
was Yoda, and Yoda,
and Luke
But yeah, but
in
and
Luke was too in the bad movies.
that didn't
no, those
happen.
movies don't exist. Yeah, he
No,
still
Luke's
no,
last
that
appearance
movie,
was in Return of the Jedi.
those movies only exist to further my point.
okay.
They only exist when
I
it's
think
convenient.
Exactly.
I think I think if they replaced Alec Guinness, which I don't think they should do, if they replaced him with
That's
Ewan
retarded. So
McGregor,
if
That's a
they if
if
they
they
did
did
that,
it,
that would
that's a
be
terrible.
terrorism.
That's a horrible idea. Because then
Horrible
no,
idea.
I
All right,
agree.
all
they
right.
would
Let's move
I
on.
think
Let's move
no,
on.
because then they would
I,
These
have
are
to
not
do
I
good
that
think
for
games.
Empire too.
I agree. I think it's a horrible idea, but it would actually be a kind of cool theory.
If
Cool
that's
theory, but it was disproven though.
if that's what they wanted to do, they'd have to change almost the entirety of Empire on Dagobah.
Mm-hmm.
So it just
Freaky Ba.
Anyways,
All right, go
uh,
home. Go home.
more
Let's talk about this movie.
more changes for in the special edition release. In the 1997, when Luke is training on the Millennium Falcon, his lightsaber would randomly turn green.
Yeah.
This was
That might
then.
be a good thing.
I mean, so there's a very easy in-universe.
Foreshadowing to Return of the Jedi.
There's a very easy in-universe way to explain it, but then they fixed it anyway later in the 2011 release. So
Yeah.
What's the in-universe reason?
the crystal is taking on its personality.
Yeah, but that's the new stupid fucking thing they think with the acolyte, where the moment you become bad, your lightsaber turns red. I didn't know Anakin was still a good guy when he killed the fucking younglings.
Wait, that was the thing. I didn't
Yes.
watch The Acolyte,
In
so
like
why would
episode,
I?
I think it was episode 1 or 2. The main character in the acolyte, who was a Jedi, her lightsaber crystal started to bleed and turn red in the middle of a fight, and it was incredibly stupid because bleeding a crystal is supposed to be a very strenuous process.
Yeah.
And I also didn't know that Anakin was a good guy still when
Yeah.
he killed the younglings.
Yeah, killing the younglings is pretty justified, bro.
No,
The
I
Force Ghosts were like, yeah, that's valid.
I think if
Yeah.
they wanted to show him with a green saber and like it would like kind of flicker green, yet like that's not what George Lucas's idea was when it came out, but that is technically the in-universe explanation now.
Yeah, well, that's gay as hell.
It,
So
it no, it
that
is
doesn't.
stupid.
The Acolyte doesn't exist. The Acolyte doesn't
No,
exist.
I'm not talking about the acolyte. I'm talking about in general, like the color of your crystal is based off your personality. No matter whether you're a Sith or a Jedi.
All right, don't care. So
Do you want to go through more of the changes? Because there's still a bunch.
more change. Oh yeah, there are more changes. There's more I want to talk about. Bring them up because I don't
Um,
know if I can list them off the top of my head, but like.
So the next one that's listed is Death Star, and it says for the special edition, a scene of Han chasing a squad of stormtroopers on the Death Star was
Oh,
altered to
this is a
replace
good change. This is a good change.
several stormtroopers at the end of the core. Oh, I remember that. Yes.
Yeah,
Is
this is
that
a
the
good
one? Is
one.
that
This
the one
made that
where,
scene more hilarious.
Is that the one where he runs towards the stormtroopers and the door opens and there's just like 50 of them and he turns around?
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe so.
I think
Okay, that's
there's another change where I think it's part of this where it's like they added a line of dialogue where it's like when they're chasing Han and then he like closes like the blast doors or whatever. There's like at the start of the scene they're like close the blast doors and it's like open the blast doors right when he closed them or whatever. I think that's
It's
it's part of that.
it's not in here, but that sounds like it. That
And
sounds right.
it definitely is a change. So Wikipedia, I'm better than you.
And then it
My
says
I think I know way too much about special edition changes and just like what happened in the making of this movie. Uh, I'm probably gonna sound really autistic this entire episode.
There's also they added the sound effect to the stormtrooper hitting his head when the door
Hmm.
opens, which isn't
Yeah,
like that's not an egregious change. It just makes it
it's
seem
it's it's some fun. It's funny. It's funny
yeah.
because it was a blooper. Where obviously it's not part of the scene and it's said and
No,
that sound effect.
that's a fine change.
I'm
What
trying
else
to
was
find the. I have a New Hope up right now. I'm trying to find the blast door scene.
Yeah. Or do you have it on the special edition one?
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
Ryan?
Is
While
it?
you're
Is
while
it?
you're looking for that, I'm gonna keep going.
I can't remember. Is it before or after the trash compactor?
Uh,
I think it might be
I think it's
after.
after because I think it's
I think it's
after they
after.
save Leia. I think it's
Yeah.
close to when Obi-Wan dies.
Yeah, because I think okay, yeah, it was right after the trash compactor because Obi-Wan like went off and did his own thing after, and then like Luke and Leia were together, um, fighting off some stormtroopers themselves after that.
Yeah, Obi-Wan was like gooning in the back hallway or something.
Yeah, so Luke and Leia were swung across the whole cliff thing or whatever,
Yep.
and fighting
All
off
right,
stormtroopers, and then Han and Chewbacca were chasing stormtroopers and being chased
I
by
found
them,
it.
and then Obi-Wan was gooning.
Yeah, and
I
Obi-Wan
found
was
it.
gooning.
I'm gonna mute my mic for a second so I can watch this so this video doesn't get fucking copyright claimed. But I'll be right back.
For one line of dialogue would be wild. Anyway, are you
Let's
still
see.
going through?
Yep. It also says in the original version of Obi-Wan and Darth Vader's duel, Obi-Wan's saber appeared to short out when he turned towards the camera.
Mhm.
So they added the glow in the 2004 version. So this wasn't even fixed until 2004. They didn't fix this in the 1997 special
Yeah,
edition.
they put all this effort into the 1997 version. George Lucas was like, "Oh yeah, this is finally completed," and then they had simple stuff like that still. Like,
That was elite. He's running after the stormtroopers. He's just going ah, and then
absolute cinema.
he turns around, does like the Han Solo, like you know how he does the weird like stance when he shoots one handed. He turns around, does that stance, and then just runs away.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that now.
Yeah,
That's an elite moment. Good change. Good change.
I think that's the funniest moment in this whole movie.
yeah.
Good change. Let's see. The last thing it
Even a
says
blind squirrel finds a nut.
for Death Star. There's still one more section after this. The
Yeah.
last
I
Death
think
Star change.
Death Star changes seem mostly good so far.
Yeah, the last Death Star change was that they added shockwaves to the explosion of Alderaan,
Oh,
starting in
that's a good one too.
1997. Yeah, which
Yeah,
that's a good change.
because that it was. I mean, again, it doesn't really affect too much, but like that definitely seems more like a planet exploding rather than just like a normal freaking like object exploded in the original one.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
good
But
change.
again, it's like obviously they couldn't do a freaking shockwave practically. By the way, there's all practical effects in this because 1977.
So I guess
Mhm.
all right. So as of right now, we've established that the Tatooine changes suck.
Oh my gosh, I hate those so much. Legit,
The
that's legit the main reason why I cannot go back to the special edition because the Tatooine changes piss me off so much. It's in one of my
Mhm.
favorite moments of the movie too, especially like going into Mos Eisley. Like I love that part so much, and
Mhm.
if I have to watch CGI during it, I'm out. I'm out.
yeah.
I don't like you very much either.
The Luke's lightsaber change was fine, because they eventually fixed it later. Death Star reestablished was good. Now we're on to the Yavin 4 changes.
I think they changed a lot of like the VFX here, which
Yeah.
wasn't bad.
So it says the special edition of A New Hope incorporated a deleted scene in which Luke is briefly reunited with his
Oh
childhood friend Biggs Darklighter.
That's a good scene.
Yeah, that's
I
a
don't
good.
care what
yeah,
anybody says.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
good
a good
scene.
change. That's a good change.
yeah. It's a cool change, but at the same time, like. Big we hadn't seen Biggs before because like there's a lot you do know there's a lot of deleted scenes of Biggs in this, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So it's like it made more sense to have it in when there was actually like all the deleted scenes of Biggs. But it's still a cool change though. It's just like I don't need it
Mhm.
there though.
yeah. I feel
But
like
still
Yeah,
a change.
it's not required, but
if
it's
you're
not a bad
gonna
Hmm.
do
change.
that, you should add the other deleted scenes back.
But no, because then that would kind of ruin the pacing. There's a reason why they were because it's like I've watched those scenes and like they're kind of cool, but like
Well, maybe.
especially where they were supposed to be in the movie. Because I watched the whole, again, I'm freaking autistic with this, I know, but I watched the whole thing where it's like, where it broke down like what was taken out of this movie and what was left in, and like where the deleted scenes were and where they were. It like breaks up like some of the scenes with Luke and Biggs, like it breaks up like the whole like opening battle between like when the rebels are trying to escape the Empire and all that,
Okay.
and like that would have kind of
Mhm.
sucked ass.
Yeah, so maybe not all of them, but I feel like if you're gonna have that scene, because the whole point of that scene is to like establish the relationship and bring some humanity to the characters. Like you need to have something earlier to establish that friendship with Biggs.
Hmm. Yeah, but at the
Yeah.
same time, like there wasn't really a good spot to do it, especially because like Luke's introduction needed to be like really good, and like
Hmm.
what was Luke's introduction in the final film is it's the perfect time to introduce him. And if you
Hmm.
introduced him earlier, kind of would have messed stuff up.
Yeah.
I'll
I
have to
had a
watch what you said you watched just to because I haven't seen any of the quote unquote original cut like that with all the deleted scenes in it. So
Yeah, I don't.
I'd
Yeah,
have to like watch that in order to form an opinion, but I trust your
yeah,
judgment.
yeah. Yeah, you
um
can just look up like the deleted scenes themselves and watch them. Obviously, like they're not great quality, but you know.
I had a
Yeah.
really funny moment while watching this movie today at work. It was right when Luke goes to stare out at the twin sunset.
Goated scene,
I
by
was
the
helping
way.
yeah, I was helping a customer at work, and he was asking me a question. I'm like, hold up, 1 second, I gotta watch this. And I just watched the scene, and he looked at me. He's like, I totally understand, bro.
Completely valid. Absolutely valid.
Yeah, I would have watched with you if I was that guy.
All right. So the only other major change that is note here is in the original scene where the X fighters or the X wings are flying towards Yavin from Yavin to the Death Star. They replace them with CGI X wings,
Hmm.
which as
Which
we
they don't
Yeah,
look that
established,
bad.
but as we established, the CGI additions are unnecessary and stupid.
Yeah, well, that CGI isn't that bad, and it kind of makes it so that there's some more dynamic angles, I guess, in that. So I don't hate that as much, but it still feels a little out of place when everything else is
Mhm.
practical. But it's not as bad as the Tatooine stuff. I could go on and on, bro. It's so
So I
bad.
I did kind of
Oh
skip
my
over a little
gosh.
bit of the Tatooine stuff because we had already talked about it, but they have a
Yeah,
whole
Tatooine
they
stuff
have
is
a whole
so
section
bad.
dedicated just to
Oh
the
my
Jabba the
gosh.
Hutt scene.
Yeah.
yeah, it's that bad. The Freaky the
The
Hut scene.
the Freaky the Hut scene was freaking terrible. It ruined the pacing, and um man, unnecessary too. It's like in the cut, like you remove that scene, nothing changes about like the trilogy and all that. Like
No,
who cares, bro?
the only reason I don't hate the addition of the scene itself is just because it establishes how important Jabba is to Han's overall character arc.
Mhm. I think that this movie would have been 10 times better if instead of Jabba the Hutt, that was Pizza the Hut.
And
Yep.
instead of the Force, it was the Schwartz.
Yeah, where the hell's Dark Helmet and Barf at when you need them, bro?
Yeah,
Hmm.
where's Major Asshole?
Was that his
Uh,
name?
No, that's just one of the it's one of the background characters. You know when Dark Helmet's on like his bridge in his ship and he's like, I knew it, I'm surrounded by assholes.
Yes.
One of the guys' names was Major Asshole.
They didn't have a Han Solo in this movie, didn't they? Didn't they just kind of mix Han Solo and Luke together?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was his name? Fucking Lone Star, bro.
Yeah, Lone Star. What a
You know
great
who's
movie.
you know who the best part of that whole movie is, honestly?
John Candy.
No. Freaking oh dude, no. What
Are you
is
talking about are you gonna say yogurt?
Yeah, yogurt. President Scream, bro. John Candy's pretty good. I think Rick Moranis is great in that movie, though.
Rick Moranis is great. Who played was it Mel Gibson?
Who played
Yogurt?
Yogurt?
Or was it Mel
No, it's
Brooks?
Mel Brooks.
That yeah.
Mel Brooks is 1,000 times funnier than Mel Gibson ever will be.
Yeah, Mel Gibson is not known for his comedy. I'm realizing.
Yeah, he's known for his anti-Semitism.
You're not wrong. Just watch Passion of the Christ.
Yeah, he hates Jewish people so much he killed Jesus.
Oh, all right. But that is all of the major changes for the Wikipedia article.
yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything more that pissed me off.
I'm gonna go to Wikipedia just to see if there's anything else.
Yeah.
Ooh, Wikipedia. Fancy today, are we?
Hmm.
When the Millennium
After talking about
Falcon,
special edition, then we can go into like the actual movie and
when
talk about
all
what's
right,
incredible.
so this one says when the Millennium Falcon is being pursued after taking off from Mos Eisley, the effects shot where the Star Destroyer is shooting at the Falcon was changed. The early version has different explosions, so just a small visual change. Yeah,
Yeah, whatever.
it looks like the rest of it is just smaller visual changes that aren't really changing much.
Important.
No.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. Like there are a lot. There's like stuff they tweak visual effects wise that looks better. Um, but at the same time, I kind of like just watching the original version, like and like having some of the effect shots in there that don't look good anymore. But I still like
Mhm.
seeing those, just like the actual like stuff. It feels like it's actually made in 1977,
Yeah,
like because it was. So
I'm a
I
big
kind of just like
fan.
that.
I'm a big fan of seeing a director's original vision.
Hmm. What George Lucas's whole thing was like, oh yeah, this is what I fully intended. It's like, buddy, you did not intend for CGI big slug thing or whatever it was walking across the frame when they were doing that. Um, yeah, they're
You
going
did
on.
not intend. You did not intend to have that freaking like what's those like big green sand things called?
Big
Oh, I
green,
know what you're talking about.
big green. I don't. I'm not sure
I
what you're
I
talking
don't know
about.
what they're called. I don't know what they're
Oh,
called, but I know what you're talking about.
they're called dewbacks.
Oh,
Yeah,
are you talking
that's
about
right.
the little lizard things?
The things that the
Yeah, yeah.
stormtroopers ride on,
Yes. Yes.
You
and you
can
made them
see you can see
CGI.
in yeah you can see in the background in the special edition that one like falls over on top of a stormtrooper.
All right, that's a
Yeah,
good
but
change.
yeah, no, but they weren't CGI before. They were actually like model
Yeah,
things or
they were
whatever.
practical.
But then of course he made it into like let's add some extra shots of stormtroopers just like riding on dewbacks and the CGI is shit. So yeah, again another thing on Tatooine. I don't know what it was with the CGI on Tatooine. It freaking sucks.
Yeah, I don't know why they
Anyway,
changed so much on Tatooine. I thought the
dude,
original Tatooine scenes were fantastic.
yeah, the
Mhm.
whole movie's freaking fantastic, and then they just add in this BS. You see why I hate this? I hate the special editions now? Like,
I see the vision.
yeah, exactly. I don't think I've watched a special edition of, especially of A New Hope, in probably 4 years. Yeah.
I haven't watched it in 4 hours. So
All right, so now let's get into why I think this is the best Star Wars movie. Because a lot of people are going to say Empire, and honestly, I can't blame you. But I think, personally, for me, I thought Empire was better for the longest time until probably like 3 years ago. And I think that's probably just because I finally went into this movie like one time just decided like going into it with the mindset of like somebody watching it in 1977 where you just have never watched a Star Wars movie before, you have no idea what's
Mhm.
going on here. And just watching it from that perspective, I think it's so perfect how well they did everything. Like and especially with how well paced it was and how like and how information is conveyed to the audience. Like there's a lot of stuff that would need to be explained hear about this whole thing, but they do it in such a concise way, and like you're never gonna be confused, as if nobody would ever be confused as a first time viewer knowing nothing about Star Wars somehow in today's day.
Mhm.
Um, and it's just yeah, the way they did that is just incredible, and like it's just such again like and the reason why I hate this special is because it breaks up the pacing so much, but it's like the pacing is completely perfect throughout this,
Mhm.
and I think it's especially with the and then the effects work and the music and all that, of course, everybody's talked about that. It's all incredible and all just comes together to be a movie that I can't find a single flaw in. It's got likable characters, one of the best soundtracks ever, or scores, excuse me. I need to get proper film vocabulary here. One of the best scores of all time, maybe the best score of all time. I think that highly
I
of
would.
it, and
That's my pick. I'd say so.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
For best score ever?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, by far. So
Yeah.
if you talk if good good boy, good
Well,
boy.
see,
What, talk about
I
Interstellar?
If
You
you
gonna
mention it, the corn chase scene, I'm gonna go to your
no,
house and beat the shit out
no,
of you.
no, no.
no, that wouldn't be crazy to do. That wouldn't be crazy
No,
to do.
no. Star Wars is. I'm not gonna say the best because I think like film music is subjective, I think it's the most iconic.
Okay, well, okay, no, I'm saying the best, just like in my opinion. I'm not making an
Yeah.
objective statement, buddy.
For me, I'm a huge fan of anything Hans Zimmer does. And while like John Williams is phenomenal, I love John Williams. I think a lot of Hans Zimmer stuff I like a lot more.
No, because he goes with Christopher Nolan movies a lot.
No,
So
like not even Chris Nolan. Like How to Train Your Dragon was Hans Zimmer. Pirates of the Caribbean was Hans Zimmer.
yep.
All right,
I'm kidding. Okay. Hans Zimmer is pretty goated.
Hans Mitter.
you shut your goddamn
Hans
mouth.
Zimmer. We're like Hans Gunnar.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh no, Anakin Goonwalker,
Oh no,
Goonbaka.
Goonbach,
Goon Solo.
Padme Goomadala.
Goon Binks.
Goon Gooner
Mace
the Hut.
Kundu. Mace
Oh, Goon
Kundu,
Fisto.
bro.
Count Goondu.
Qui-Gon Goon.
Qui-Gon
Oh
Goon.
my God.
No, Qui-Goon Jizz.
Han Gunu.
Qui-Gon
That's
Jabba the Gooner.
no Gooner the Hut.
Gooner the Hut.
Qui-Goon Jizz.
Emperor Goonatine.
Darth Gooner.
Darth Gooner.
Lando Calgoonian.
What?
No, Gundo Calrissian.
Yeah.
Bib Forguna.
Bib Fortuna.
Boba Goon.
Sagoomba.
Salacious B. Goon.
Salacious Goon.
Max Goon Goon Rebo.
Savage Goon Press.
Savage Goon Press.
Oh man, what are we doing?
All right.
Okay, let's get back to actual
We're
analysis.
disrespecting A New Hope right now.
No. Okay, I can give it its due respect. I just had to add in a sprinkle of brain rot in my episode. This is how I'm crafting the perfect episode, right?
Dude, I want to shout out. I can't figure out how to goonatize his name, but my boy Bosk.
Yeah.
Just Goonsk.
Goonsk.
That's so stupid. What happened to the game I love? We went from Obi-Wan Goonobi to this.
Owen Goonroo.
The
Owen
Goondalorian.
Goons. The
Owen
Goondalor.
Grogu.
No, just have it be fives, but it's goons.
Captain Goon.
I think Grogoon is my favorite.
Grogoon. Oh my. Goondo Fett.
Goondo Fett.
The Tuscan Gooners.
Tuscan. Nah, that might have it.
Oh, no, I got it. Plo Goon.
That's a good one.
Goon.
I think Goon Fisto might be better though, just because it.
Goon Fisto.
My favorite might be the Tuscan Gooners. It's just so.
Kiadi Gundi.
R2 Goon 2.
C Goon PO.
C3P Goon.
Nah, Goon PO's better.
Oh man.
Princess Leia or Guna.
Or Guna. Dude, I was thinking about Princess Leia. How did I think about that one?
Oh,
Oh my
what's the
lord.
name of her dad? Why can't I think the name of her dad? Shit,
Bail
it's the guy
Orguna.
from all the
Baylor
Laguna.
Master Guna.
Master Guna.
General Goonvis.
Ezra Gunder.
There's gotta be a better one for Grievous though.
General
General
Goonvius.
Goonvius. Yeah.
Goonvius. He is Goonvius.
General Kunubi, you are a bold one.
Kawaii Goon Jizz.
Jin. Oh man.
Ahsoka Guno.
Yes.
Aguna Tano.
Aguna
Goon Katan.
Goon Katan.
Katan. No. Oh man. Goontress.
Goontress. Asajj Goontress.
Goongo
No,
Goongo Pet instead of Django. Goongo.
yeah, I think I did that one.
Oh, uh, I'm trying to figure out this one. Oh, this one's hard.
Grand
Uh,
Moff Goonkin.
Grandma
Grand Goon Tarkin.
Goon.
Oh, what are we doing? Oh man, this is better than the
Bo-
Venom bit.
Boss
This
Goon.
this is
What?
absolutely better than the Venom
A-
bit.
absolute cinema.
What's what's better, Boss Goon or Goon Nass?
Goon Nass.
Boss Goon.
Instead of 99, it's Goondy Goon.
Goondy Goon.
Goono Ren.
Wedge and Goonies.
Chandy Goonies. Poe Goonerin.
I don't know that. Who's that character?
Admiral Goonkar.
Admiral Goon Mothma.
Captain Grey Goon Typho.
Saw Goon Rara.
That's
Mon
one of my favorite.
Goontma.
that's
Admiral Goonbar.
one of, that's one of my favorite Star Wars characters. He's so underrated.
You mean the one
He
that's
was
in
so good.
every fucking new Star Wars project?
Who?
Saw Gerrera?
No, I was talking about Gregor Typho.
Oh.
Cad Goon.
It's
Goon.
Padme's bodyguard that has the eye patch. If you didn't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
You know
Goondo.
when
Goon.
he died in Legends, do you know how he died?
I do not know.
He killed 4 Death Troopers in his last stand.
Goon Troopers.
Goon Troopers.
You know how hard that is to do though? 4 Death Troopers.
Moff
And
Goonian.
Darth Vader. And Darth Vader was there, and Darth Vader had to kill him.
That's brutal.
And he was in his, I think
Alright.
he was in his like 60s.
Anyway,
Yeah,
how about Moff Goonian?
Anyway, so let's talk about Star Wars: A New Goon. Goon Wars: A New Goon. Okay, so
Goon
the
Goon
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 Pirate
Goon.
Strikes Back.
Goon Fire.
Goon
Star
Goon
Wars:
Goon
Return of
Goon
the
Goon.
Goon.
Goon 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 Goon.
Attack the
Goon
Goon.
Wars. Goon Wars: The Phantom Goon. Goon
Attack
Wars:
the Goon.
Attack of the Goons. The Goon Wars: Revenge of the Goon. Goon Wars: A
Goon
New Goon. The Goon Pyre Strikes Back. Return of the Goon. The Goon Awakens. The Last Goon.
Rise of the Goon.
The Rise of the Goon. Oh no, the Last Goon is the. See, we use the sequel trilogy when it's convenient for us, like when we can make the title The Last Goon.
The Goon of Skywalker.
Goon, Goon 1, a Goon Wars story.
Goon Part 2.
Goon Part 2.
The next one's gonna be Goon Messiah.
Goon Part 2. What are we doing, bro? Okay, I want to actually talk about this movie too, but the brain rot is too good.
Goon Wars, The
Oh.
Goon Awakens.
Uh,
The Goonalite.
The Goonalite.
oh, the Goon Wars.
The Book of Gooner Fett.
The Book of
Gooner
Gooner.
Fett. Man, what's in that book?
Yeah, let me pick that one up.
Man, now this is the type of book I'd read. Oh man. Ah, the bad goon.
The Bad Goon. No, the Goon Batch.
How'd I miss that layup? The
I want to
goon
goon. I
match.
want to goon. I want to goon all over your badge, Noah.
Okay. Oh.
Oh my lord. Skeleton Goon.
Uh,
Okay. Well, let's talk about Goon Wars. A new goon.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a theory. George Lucas is the first director to ever develop CTE.
Followed by
Oh,
J.J. Abrams and Ryan Johnson.
No, David
okay.
Ayer was before them.
J.J. Abrams is a freaking terrorist.
J.J.
Honestly,
Abrams is
Ryan. See,
fantastic.
Ryan Johnson has made good things, and he directed the best episode of Breaking Bad. But
Hey,
what has
What
J.J.
did he
Abrams made
direct?
hey,
that's
what
good?
what episode is that? I need to know if I need to look out for it.
That's Ozymandias, the third to last episode. It's the best one.
Okay, I'm not. I'm
Yeah, but
not.
he also
I'm
Oh,
not there yet.
oh, he also directed Fly, which is actually good, but
He
everybody
also
hates
did
it.
yeah,
But
Knives
I love
Out, which is phenomenal.
it. Yeah.
Luminara Goon Dooley.
Kuminara
What a pull.
and
I mean, I guess Mission Impossible 3 was good.
Gunnar Krell.
Funeral Corral.
W Clone Wars poll. Okay. Anyway, so George Lucas developed CTE, I think, in between 1977 and 1997. I think 97 is when he showed clear signs of it when he made the special editions. I think this whole episode is just special editions hate, but it's for good
Valid.
reason.
Absolutely valid.
Um, yeah, but
Holy
it's
fuck,
like,
George Lucas is 80 years old now?
yeah,
Yeah, dude, Star Wars is almost 50 years old.
yeah. I mean, yeah, he was like 30 when he made Star Wars.
Wow.
It's so impressive though how George Lucas was able to write and direct this one while basically building
He,
everything from the ground up and not
I
having
know
like
it's,
a high enough budget for this one.
I know it's crazy that he could write and direct, but the time the prequels came, he could do neither.
Exactly why I say he developed CTE.
Well, no, because he
Listen,
remembered how to do it for Return of the Jedi. I don't get what was up with the other two.
no, he didn't direct Return of the Jedi,
Oh, he
but
didn't.
he was very much involved
he
on
he
set,
only
but he wasn't.
directed 4 films. It was the original Star
I don't.
Wars and the 3 prequel trilogy. Pre,
What's
pre,
the dude's name for Return of the Jedi? I know Irvin Kershner did Empire, but it was like, oh man,
I will look it up real quick.
it was like I know his first name's Richard. I don't remember he's got like a weird last name.
Richard
It's like
Marcon.
Yeah,
Marquand, something like that.
Marcon. Richard Marcon.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember because there's this really good documentary on the whole making of the original trilogy. It's called Empire of Dreams, and I think when they were talking about Return of the Jedi, it was like the director for Return of the Jedi like wasn't very experienced with visual effects, so they were kind of like George Lucas didn't really want to direct this one, but he kind of had to low key with visual effects stuff because
Yeah, he was the
yeah,
VFX
too
director,
much
which
effort.
is fine.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he didn't really want to do that much on set though, because he kind of just wanted to produce and do all that, because that's kind of what he just did on Empire. because Irvin Kershner is a very good director. So
Yeah, shout out Irvin
yeah,
Kershner.
we'll talk about him more in the next episode. But it's I do find it so impressive how, I mean, especially like when you watch that documentary I just mentioned, like half of it is just about this movie because of how much it took to make it, and especially like George Lucas wrote and directed. The fact that, by the way, he created this whole world just like from scratch. He just had, this was just his idea, and it's crazy how
Well,
this one idea
it was
made
his
it to
idea
like,
after reading the Dune books.
yep, the Goon books.
The Dune
The
book.
sacred text.
Yeah, I love the movies Goon and Goon Part Two. Anyway,
I like Goon Messiah.
Yeah, this.
mhm.
I'm just looking at some of the facts for this movie. It had a budget of 11 million and made almost
uh,
800.
yeah, it's freaking insane. I mean, nobody expected this movie to make money. And George Lucas didn't even expect it to make money, but he still wanted to make the other two films in the trilogy. Because originally he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna write it out and it's gonna be one movie." But the script was really freaking long. It was like 200 pages or something, I think they said. Uh,
Mm.
which, so he was not going to be able to pitch. Yeah, hey, look, let's pitch a 200-page script to the studio real quick. Like, I don't think that's working out for somebody who's made like one movie. Because he made American Graffiti before this. That
Yep.
was his like, that was something that like actually like kind of put him on the map to be like fairly respectable, I guess. That's how he got
I mean,
21st Century Fox to
it
actually have him.
it helped that it was produced by Francis Ford Coppola, who at the time was still respected.
Yeah, before Goonopolis.
Mega Goonalist.
This movie sucked, Megacoculus. One of the best letterbox comments.
This movie gooned Megacoculus.
Anyway, so yeah, shoot, I forgot that Francis Ford Coppola produced American Graffiti, but yeah, so that, I think American Graffiti, if not for American Graffiti, I don't think Star Wars would have ever existed, because I don't think 21st Century Fox would have ever produced this one.
American
Because
Graffiti.
shut up, bro. I actually want to talk about something cool, and then this dude goes American Graffiti, Graffiti, like go home. Um, so yeah, if not for American Graffiti, pretty much, that put kind of put George Lucas on the map. Like, I don't think anybody would have really believed in him with this crazy idea, because like a few people did. Most people didn't though. Most people thought this movie was gonna be ass. Because people in the 70s were kind of retarded. They were like, "Oh, movie about like space wizards and stuff. That sounds like shit. Why not just like have a movie about like the apocalypse or something?"
And let's just have a movie about the apocalypse. And damn it, I want it now.
Yeah. Let's just have some more movies about doom and despair, please. Wait, another movie of doom and despair coming right up. Like they just hated joy in the 70s, I think, which honestly is valid, knowing like all the world events happening in the 70s. So like, yeah, like living through the
Waiter, one
60s and 70s must have been hell, but I
waiter,
didn't do
one more Texas Chainsaw Massacre, please.
that. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh man, I just can't resist the urge to goon. Wait a second.
Nightmare on Goon Street.
The goon.
The, the Goonatary.
Goonoween. Michael Gooners.
Jason Goon.
Jason
Jason Goon.
Goose and X.
Uh,
The nice goons.
I remember when goons used to mean just like villains.
I kind of wish it still did.
Yeah. Goon fellows.
I'm still reading some of the facts. They only spent $100,000 to market A New Hope in
Yeah.
1977.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, they thought it was gonna be shit. Like, nobody believed it. It was only George Lucas to believe it. George Lucas did everything he could to at least like market it and all that. Because he had to market it like pretty much on his own. Because 21st Century Fox didn't really care because they were like, oh, this movie's gonna be a disaster.
Guys, do you know Red Hulk was in this movie?
Red Goon.
Red
Goon Hulk.
Goon Hulk.
So yeah, George Lucas went through a lot making this, and also like production was also everything. When watching the documentary on this, everything seemed like a disaster. I don't know how this movie was so good. Like, because everybody talking about the making of this movie, like especially like during production and stuff, it seemed like a disaster. The actors were goofing off on set all the time, and somehow George Lucas pulled it all together. And editing was also like a complete mess, and they fired the original editor like midway through and stuff, and it had a bunch of delays. And somehow, some way, it became like a perfect movie. It's an insane accomplishment.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank God for Mark Hamill though, because if George Lucas's original dialogue was in here, this movie would have flopped hard.
Dude, it was mostly his original dialogue. It was just that shitty ass line. Actually, no. One of the shitty lines did make it in there that Mark Hamill hated.
Which one was it?
From listening,
Actually, was it? No, never mind. I'm tripping.
Mark Hamill is beautiful in this movie. It's before he became a weird
Yeah,
Frankenstein's
well,
mishmash
then you get into
creature.
like some accent or something. Like,
Yeah, he got in, like a near fatal car crash. That's why he gets attacked by the Wampa in the
mhm.
beginning of episode 5. They had to explain his new hideous face.
Yeah. Which honestly, W move,
Yeah,
but he
absolutely
still, but it
genius
still looks
move.
hideous in Return of the
Absolutely,
Jedi. So.
absolute genius move from the director.
Yeah. hmm I mean, hey, might as well use the A. Hey, you just got into a fatal car crash nearly. Oh, let's try and incorporate it in the movie.
I mean,
That's resourceful filmmaking right there. All right,
I think
putting it all in game.
I think it worked out because the after he gets attacked by the Wampa, that's when we get the scene of him trying to force pull the lightsaber, and like that's one of the I think that's one of the coolest scenes in Empire.
Yeah, but we're not talking
You know
about
what's
Empire right now.
what's really funny? If I'm correct, all the scarring that he has on his face from the Wampa is actually literally just from his car accident.
Yeah,
Like they filmed
Yeah.
so close to his actual car accident that I just wish Mark Hamill wasn't such a fucking dork.
Yeah.
By the way, Mark Hamill, if you want to get on the podcast, I love you and I think you're awesome.
Mhm.
so apparently that's wrong. He he got in his car accident like a week after A New Hope released.
Wow.
Oh,
I know they started filming
damn.
like pretty freaking,
No, that wasn't that close.
but it was pretty close because Empire came out in '80.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
but
but it couldn't have been that. But they couldn't have been that close because again, they were not planning on. It took a bit for the sequel to even get approved because it wasn't intended on. I mean, George Lucas intended on making a sequel, but this dude did not think he was gonna get enough money for it though. Bro was somehow being like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna be able to make a trilogy even if every movie flops."
Yeah.
I mean honestly, thank God he
So
figured out how to do voice acting because he was
yeah,
in absolutely almost nothing after Star Wars.
Hey, he was in an awesome episode of Criminal Minds, and he is probably the best one of the best voice actors of all time. So he's in Invincible, bro.
As a voice actor.
are you
He's in.
sure?
I think he is. I think he plays Art Rosenbaum.
Are you sure?
I think yeah, he plays the costume designer.
Yeah. So anyway,
He's also apparently playing the Flying Dutchman in an upcoming SpongeBob movie.
Hell yeah.
absolute cinema.
He's
I
gonna
think
he's gonna
cool.
lec-
That was cool. I
he's
can
probably
talk about
gonna
here.
he's probably gonna lecture Mr. Krabs on the evils of capitalism.
Yeah, probably.
Knowing
Uh,
him.
do not look at Mark Hamill's Instagram.
Whatever you do.
Goon Hamill.
Mark Goonel.
Mark going
boy.
Mark going ham on his penis.
Okay.
I'd let him treat me like he treated Leia in the beginning of episode 5.
Let's forget that happened.
Oh, trust me,
Yeah,
I have it.
so like,
I have it.
I,
I have it.
everybody always says how like George Lucas had like an amazing plan for everything, and while he kind of did, at the same time he didn't, but somehow it worked. Because
Mhm.
clearly he never planned on Leia and Luke being sisters or siblings. Fucking.
Sisters.
Oh man, this is another Elliot Page situation.
Shout out Inception.
Yeah. Um, it's late. So yeah, he never planned on that because I don't think George Lucas did not grow up in Alabama. He grew up in California, so I don't think he would be into that shit, but who knows.
No, George Lucas kind of just did shit.
George Lucas
George,
did stuff, but like he was like kind of a genius at that time, so it's like it worked out.
George Lucas is just kind of some silly guy.
George Lucas is a genius and an idiot at the same time, but he's a
Mhm.
genius here in this film. This is in his genius era.
I
Yeah,
would agree.
George Lucas gets way too much hate when this movie literally exists, and he like did he carried it was like 2018 LeBron with carrying this movie.
Yeah.
Like he put it all together. But also shout out to the VFX team. Freaking insane. And they basically built everything from the ground up with that. Like they had none of the technology to make this whole thing work, and they had to build it on the fly and do all that. And yet it looks incredible still.
That it does.
I do think it's always funny for me to see this picture whenever it pops up, of, like what the set looked like in 1977 versus like 1999, and it's all those beautiful set pieces and the built up droids, and then in 99 it's just a green screen with R2D2 in front of it.
Yeah, for some reason George Lucas got so obsessed with he was like with the prequels, he was just like, yeah, I'm gonna change the way movies are made and like with VFX and all that again. But this time it's gonna be all like computer generated instead of like the models and all that from the original trilogy. And it kind of blew up in his face.
Mhm.
But like bro
Yeah,
wanted to
I'd like
repeat
that.
history like that because he was like, oh yeah, I changed the way movies are made one time. Let me do it again. And I honestly,
I'd
and he kind of did still, even though it kind of stuck to the prequels. He still did kind of change stuff, especially because like Jar Jar was like the one of the first ever like fully CG characters and all that.
I'd like to blow up in his face, if you know what I mean.
Okay, buddy, I'm gonna stop being such a freak this episode.
I think the coolest thing from the prequels that he did right was the pod racing scene. How he actually did it practically, as practically as he could.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Saboba.
Have you not seen the model they built of the pod racing arena?
No, but I have seen Saboba.
Zaboba.
uh,
Uh-huh. So
uh,
Saguba, Saguna,
The Goonba.
use the goon, Luke.
Goon
May the
Bulba.
Goon
may the
Bulba.
goon be with you. Yeah, so hopefully we upload this on May the 4th, actually.
We
I
will
we
if Nate sends me the audio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I always do it right after we record, and I already have the thumbnail
Yeah.
made, so we're big
All
chilling
right.
this week.
All right. So yeah,
Mhm.
may the goon be with you all.
May the goon be with you.
And may the goon be with
Okay.
you as well.
hmm Okay, is there anything else cool I could talk about with this? My insane ball knowledge for some reason of this movie.
Uh, Darth Vader like absolutely fucks that one dude who's just making fun of the Force.
What the what?
Not
Yeah, he
actually.
does. He
The guy.
just choked that dude out. I wish Vader would choke me out.
All
I'd
right.
let I'd let James Earl Jones choke me out.
Well,
Oh man. Oh, a
you're
funny
gonna have to
thing.
invent time travel, buddy.
Okay. Oh man. Oh, also shout out to David Prowse. Also rest in peace. Um, I think he's dead. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, I'm almost certain
He's
David
dead.
Prowse is dead. 'Cause
Who's he? What's it?
they like CG animated him in Rogue One.
What? Oh, Grand Moff Tarkin. Yeah, he's
Oh yeah,
he's
he
dead.
died like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
That's
he's
just
deader than he's deader than my grandma, bro.
David Prowse, shout out to him as the dude in the Vader suit, and it was kind of funny when they originally recorded his dialogue, and he's just like this British dude being Vader and like threatening people in the like on set like that. So it's kind of
He's like,
how did actor like it's so impressive how actors can just like act intimidated by something like that, and it's like it's just this British dude like. With the not even like a deep voice or anything, like yelling at you.
mhm.
Like I would just laugh my ass off.
No, he was very unintimidating before James Earl Jones came
Oh
in.
my God, shit. James Earl Jones changed everything. Without James Earl Jones, this whole movie would have fallen apart. Like
I was looking
just
at.
imagine Vader being just like this British dude with like this soft voice,
Mhm.
despite
I was
like he first shows up on screen in this big dark costume, looking intimidating, and then you hear him speak, and then you just laugh your ass off.
looking at um Peter Cushing's Wikipedia page. I'm like, wait, why is he not in Empire Strikes Back? And I'm like, oh yeah, he fucking dies. That's why. Uh, Never mind.
Well, what
So,
else we got here?
Snigoonals.
Uh, we're
I
Man,
don't
this
know.
is the Goon
No,
apocalypse right now.
Noah, give us your ball knowledge.
Man, I'm trying to think, but it's 1 a.m. right now. What the hell, guys? Oh, man.
We're at an hour and a half. I think if we want to call it, I think we
No,
can.
no. We don't have to call it yet because we got to name off more Goon characters while I think about
No,
what else to
I
look
don't.
up on this.
My brain is already
Yes,
too rotted.
Goonoween. We're gonna go to planets now.
No,
Goonvin 4.
no,
Aldagoon.
Yavin Goon.
Goonvin 4
Aldagoon.
together. All the Goon. Oh man.
Goonigan.
Goon
Cass-
sent.
Cassian Goondor.
Cassian Goondor.
Just Goondor for the show.
Goondor.
Oh man. Shout out to Goondor.
Shout out my brother
Is he
Goondor.
is he literally the only one of the main characters that survived from Rogue One?
No, it's a prequel to Rogue One.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Andor is
I
a
haven't
prequel
watched.
to Rogue One.
Huh, interesting.
That's why I don't care about it because I
Well,
know how that story ends. He dies.
guys, my elite ball knowledge is coming back. All right. So this is a very niche story, of course. See, this is the real ball knowledge right now. So you know the scene where Princess Leia and Luke they like swing across like the whole like cliff thingy or whatever in the Death Star.
Hmm.
So during this, that's one of the few stunts they did for the film, and like on set, it was actually like a pretty like deep drop for that they made for the set. doing the
Mhm.
stunt for whatever reason. I don't know why the hell they would do that, but whatever. So they actually got to pull off the stunt, and like obviously they would have like the harness and all of that for the stunt. But apparently, so the movie was so low budget that even when like the stunt men originally like they tested the thing they made for it, and the harness broke for one of the guys, kind of. But then the dude just told Mark Hamill that like, oh no, it's all good. I just split my pants. You're all good. Go for it. And they did it in one take,
Ooh.
and it worked. But if they did it twice, they probably would have fell.
Rush
This is what
Goondis.
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Nate just sent me a video of Obi-Wan Kenobi pounding on a door and Anakin like force jerking off in his bed.
Obi-Wan is pounding someone. Oh my gosh.
Eno Corgunda or Guna.
Luke, did I ever tell you about Ahsoka Tano?
No, not that. Not the finest piece of ass the Outer Rim has ever seen.
Have have you have you ever heard of the tragedy of Darth Guinness the Wise?
Ryan, that video I just sent you, I saw a comment that says at least there wasn't younglings on his PC.
The Goondar.
Oh, I think another person we got to give a shout out to is Ben Burt for doing the sound design for it. Because how in the hell did this dude make some of these sounds just from scratch, just from things in real life? Like, I don't get how sound designers do that.
The eighth Gooner.
All right, so we're just gonna ignore ball knowledge here. Wow.
Sorry,
Too
I'm
much.
talking about
Stop
the
gooning. Stop gooning, bro. We gotta respect Ben Burt here, the sound designer, because he's the goat.
my dad. Shout out Ben Goon or whatever your name is.
Goon Burt.
Moth Goonian.
Moff Goonian. I already said that
Mob
once, damn it.
Goonian. The
The Grand Goon Inquisitor.
The
the,
Grand Goo.
the Goon Inquisitor. Oh man. Yeah, so I think that's it. I could go into more ball knowledge, but it's 1:07 a.m. I'm done.
Dexter Goonster.
Dexter Goonstar.
All right, let's consider wrapping up the episode because I'm done.
Alright.
Uh,
As
oh,
is tradition, do we do final thoughts?
Yeah,
yeah, it's
and get a score.
it's bullshit. Chewbacca didn't get a medal.
Yeah,
1 star.
justice for Goon
Or
Baka.
I don't know. You led the episode.
Okay, wait, I go first on that shit. All right, so
no.
yeah,
The
I was
person who leads the episode goes last.
yeah, but I mean Nate insisted, so
I did insist. It was his episode, and he did drop elite ball knowledge. We should give him the privilege of going first.
if
I'm gonna
you
give you the
insist.
privilege.
Okay,
Give us your
so
ball knowledge.
anyway, so opinion dropping in 20 minutes.
All right. I guess Ryan. I guess you got to go first then.
So pay me
Uh,
20 bucks and I'll give you my opinion. Nah,
I
okay,
really
so
like.
here's my opinion. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, Princess Leia is captured and held hostage
We're
by the
not doing
evil
this
Imperial
again.
forces. Okay, Ryan, you go.
I really like this movie. I remember very vividly watching it for the first time when I was 7 years old, and being a Star Wars fan ever since. My dad had all the original toys from like when the movie first came out. He got the what's the little ships that they have on Hoth? You know what I'm talking about? The little things that they used to wrap around the AT-ATs.
Yeah, I don't know what they're called, but I know what you're talking about.
He got that toy from the toy store, like when Empire came out.
Nice.
So this is something that like Star Wars has been in my family forever, and it's very nostalgic for me. A lot of childhood memories. So 10 out of 10. Uh, I think the second movie I've given a 10 out of 10 on the podcast to behind Nate's horrible Goodfellas episode.
You didn't give Shawshank a 10?
No, I think I gave it like a 9.7. It was really close.
Alright.
I might have given it a 10. I don't remember.
Oh.
Oh, 10 out of 10.
Well, anyways, I is that your full opinion? Can I give mine, or
Yeah,
you have more to say?
I'll allow
No.
it. I'll allow it.
All right. Yeah, this is the start of a great six movie and six movies only franchise.
Hmm.
Um, it's obviously flawed in some ways visually, just due to the fact that it was made in the 70s, but I think that just kind of makes it pretty charming.
Mhm.
It is definitely one of my few five-star movies. I wouldn't quite give it a 10 out of 10. I'd say it's probably like a 9.8. But that's still
Hmm.
there's very little wrong with this movie, and it was such a great start to an amazing franchise. As much as everybody hated on the prequels when they came out, they've grown on a lot of people, and I always get excited when May comes around and I get to watch the original and the prequel trilogy again.
Mhm. Yeah, that's the only time we're allowed to watch these movies, our parole officer said.
Yeah.
No, I guess I always ignore the parole officer because I remember watching them in like August last year.
You're not on parole, you're just released.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
You got released on good behavior. Me and Ryan, we had to pull some strings.
He got
Okay.
released on goon behavior.
They caught me gooning and then they said, "Nah, we don't want this one anymore." Anyway, so for a first watch, this movie was actually pretty good. The graphic male nudity between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader in that scene was pretty jarring, but overall I liked it.
But he watched the wrong Star Wars.
So, and I didn't know that the site Pornhub had movies on there.
And all sorts of movies, just not the ones you're expecting.
I wasn't expecting Vader to pull his pants down and show his lightsaber, but hey, you know,
I was
Vader
expecting
really,
Vader,
His
Vader,
lightsaber.
Vader really ignited my lightsaber with what he did in this movie.
I didn't expect Vader to have a dark saber.
Vader had a dark saber, if you know what I mean.
Uh, Dark saber. Man, I want Vader's dark saber.
Vader's got that BBO, big black lightsaber.
Oh.
Oh my god, I'm crying.
Okay, Ryan. Okay, I don't think it was that funny.
Oh no,
It
it's
can,
the
it
combo of
cannot
the
be
last,
this funny, bro.
No, it's
the combo of the last five jokes that just kept building on each other. They kept laughing harder. God, my stomach hurts.
I don't think it was the jokes itself, it was the fact that they came from you, Noah.
Oh,
Oh, it's
oh my
past
god.
1 a.m. That's why this is happening.
Oh boy.
Anyway, so yeah, with all the graphic male nudity,
We're still
I'd say
going.
that I'd say for most people the score would go down, but for me, I think it would go slightly up. And it's already a good movie in itself. I really like the plot. However, the acting I feel like could have been a little bit better, to be honest. But that's to be expected with these type of movies. And they did a decent job, and they got to the good parts pretty quickly,
It
so I
got to the
appreciate that.
good parts quickly.
It was only a 5-minute thing, which is good because I can't last that long. So
Yeah, the good thing it was short and sweet. That's how I like them. But yeah, so I think Goon Wars, a new Goon was a surprisingly pretty good movie. Well, oh wait, we were supposed to watch Star Wars.
I didn't watch Star
yeah,
Wars.
yeah. Our producer's telling us that we were supposed to watch Star Wars. Have you guys ever heard of
Uh,
that?
I've heard of it. I think I don't, but
Oh, is that the thing with Spock?
I think so.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
right.
the rapid fire.
Yeah, William
Mhm.
Shatner was in it in like the 60s or something.
Yeah,
William
like that.
Shatner.
William.
William Shatner.
I guess. Yeah.
Uh, well,
But,
it's time to drop my opinion. So
uh,
this movie is a 1977 movie directed by George
I
Lucas.
knew it was coming.
I'm
You saw
this.
it coming, but the goon overcomes the lion goons to whatever he sees.
I can't say that. Never mind.
Anything that speaks.
Does not concern himself.
The lion does not concern himself with the opinions of I can't say that. Okay, so opinion has dropped, and this movie is really good. Again, I mean, despite, some of the graphic parts, there's some body parts that I don't think I needed to see during these scenes, but um, I liked it.
W opinion.
These are, and now here's my opinion on gooning. I liked it. I was good at it. Nate's not gonna get that reference. Nate,
I've
do you
s-
get that reference?
I've seen the meme. I haven't gotten there in the show yet,
Yeah.
but I've seen the
Uh,
memes.
you, you don't know the context.
The truth is, I liked it.
I was good at it. I was, I was alive.
Sounds like
Nate, how
something.
far are you into Breaking Bad?
I'm on season 3. I just had to take a short break.
No, there are no breaks when watching Breaking Bad.
Nate, have you ever seen The Sopranos?
Yes, I have seen The Sopranos. In this house, Christopher Columbus is an American hero.
You hear what I said, Tone?
All right. Here's my real thoughts on Star Wars: A New Hope. So this movie is extremely good. It's perfect. There's not a single flaw with it, and the only flaws that would be on it is if you're watching the special edition. So don't do that, and watch the original. Go and download Harmy's Despecialized Edition, or if you have like something else to watch the original on. I don't know. Just somehow watch the original. It's crazy that you can't legally watch it unless you own like a freaking VHS thing or whatever, like some old ass
Mm.
DVD thing when they released it again or something. I don't know. Um, yeah, so watch the original version is what I want people to take away from this episode, and that everybody knows this movie is really good, but I just want to talk about it a little more. But overall, yeah, good movie. 10 out of 10. One of my favorites. Like honestly, like with this movie, like all the movies I've watched, like this is the one like I just find the most enjoyment in rewatching, just because it's just fun to watch. Like if I want to like enjoy myself on like a Friday night or something, I got nothing else to do, I could just put on Star Wars and have a good time.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah.
So that's all I got.
That's all we got.
All right, good episode.
Good
Didn't even watch the
episode.
movie, and I had one of my longest episodes. I'm him. The goon stuff really padded the runtime.
Yeah. Did we end the episode?
No, I was waiting for your outro, Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh
Why would
yeah.
we end it with no outro? Come on, bro.
What are we, amateurs?
Ryan was too busy gooning.
I was. Thank you everybody for watching the Star Wars special, with the possibly clickbait title. We will catch you guys next week for Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Ooh.